meltdown continues, but not for long. Welcome to Zero Authority. We are freeholders. We are a community of hodlers building for hodlers. We started this group as a way to contribute to freehold and educate people about apps built on Bitcoin powered by Stacks. We cover topics in the Stacks ecosystem and interesting developments in the crypto world. Lots to cover today. Sign up to join Freehold for free below, and there are a challenge board where you can increase your HODL score by promoting and building and progressing the Stacks blockchain network. Check the timestamps below to skip to the topics you want to hear more about. Today, we're going to cover market updates in crypto land. We're going to talk about the capital flow for Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Stacks and some upcoming events. We're going to talk about some of the latest updates from Stacks. We're going to talk about another exchange supporting stacking and STX stacking to earn Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the latest Stacks Accelerator, exciting news coming out. We're going to talk about some technical analysis for Bitcoin. Just look at where the markets are heading. We'll talk about another key indicator for Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Graph integrating Polkadot and expanding the decentralized indexing. What is the Graph? What products are built using the Graph indexing? We're going to talk about Chainlink 2.0 and the next generation of hybrid smart contracts. We're going to talk about why is Chainlink 2.0 important. We're going to talk about Polygon and Matic and the solutions they're building for layer 2 and which projects and companies are building on Polygon. What is Polygon? We're going to talk about something that Sergey Nazarov, the Chainlink founder, highlighted last year in ETH Denver talk about where the blockchain industry is headed and where blockchain ecosystems are going. We're going to tie it all back into why Uber and Airbnb succeeded in Web 2 and where Web 3 is going to go. We're going to talk about this week in crypto from Coinbase and just show some market updates overall. We're going to talk about the greater picture for Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're going to talk about open interest for Ethereum, and we'll talk about where the market is headed and where it's been. So first and foremost, as we can see, it's been a down day for the crypto markets. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, XRP, Doge, they're all down. Everything's red. From last week, Coinbase IPO, the market was red hot, and we've seen the prices surge in the coming week to highlight where Coinbase IPO would fit in with the greater market. The stock market was up, and a lot of the markets are trending down this last week, day, and over the month, it'll be trending up, but we're seeing a pullback, which is a healthy correction, and we need to keep seeing healthy corrections so we don't have the market overheating and get to the top. As we can see, capital flows continue to move from exchanges, and as you can see, the price continues to go up when we have those capital flows leaving exchanges. And so over the year, as you can see, the price has gone up, and some people can argue about where the price is headed, what's next, the next leg up for Bitcoin, for the greater crypto market. The crypto assets are now over 2 trillion. So that's the first time in history that crypto markets have achieved that market trajectory. And we're continuing to see, don't get fooled by the weekend selling, because the exchanges continued the flow, and Bitcoin and Ethereum and assets continue to leave exchanges. So the net flows are showing you that the data is showing you that the price continues to move up because there's a supply squeeze coming. And as we've seen from October last year leading into December, where we had the price move up, but it was trading sideways for several months. And with the recent activity, it has been trading sideways. We saw the pump in January, February, and the market trade sideways, and now it has hit new all-time highs, and we may see some sideways action heading into the summer months here, and we may see the DeFi pump or the gaming pump or NFTs pick up some steam again. So keep in mind where the markets are going, and keep in the back of your pocket that you need to have diamond hands as we get towards the end of the year here. Wanted to talk about Stacks, a better internet built on Bitcoin. Stacks is a truly transformational blockchain, and we're seeing that the ecosystem is growing tremendously, and Stacks makes Bitcoin programmable. And the Clarity contract language is a predictable contract language. It's different than Solidity. And from what I've seen, the network is growing, the ecosystem is growing. We are freeholders. We believe in the mission of Bitcoin. We believe that Bitcoin can be the sovereign asset where no government controls it. We believe that it gives the people the ability to have freedom, and building applications with Stacks on top of Bitcoin is a truly native experience, and we're seeing more growth. There's the boom boxes now, NFTs, and we're seeing I think it's Arcado, and that's going to create a stable coin. So more and more apps are being built. So please go and check it out and learn more, and check out the descriptions below. We have some links to Stacks, and there's some big news coming out of Stacks. So as we can see, the Accelerator has just launched. There was a huge event this last week, and Stacks has reached another all-time high, and officially being reported 1 billion total value locked in stacking. So it's not proof of stake, it's not Ethereum, it's not Solana. When you lock up your Stacks tokens, you get paid in Bitcoin, you secure the network, and you're getting towards the future, because Stacks blockchain is the future. It allows developers to build smart contracts and applications on Bitcoin, and no other blockchain rivals what is being done in Stacks ecosystem right now. There's a ton of progress being made with Ethereum, and the developments with Binance Chain are looking great. But Binance Chain is centralized, and if we believe in the power of the decentralized future, while Stacks and Ethereum are going to be better solutions, and Stacks ecosystem and the blockchain solution, it gives you great developer tools. It gives you a lot of ecosystem and the community to build around. So why is the Stacks Accelerator important? Well, we also see continued growth from exchanges now supporting STX stacking, and there are more and more pools being created to keep stacking your STX. The more STX you continue to buy and stack on OKCoin or OKEx, I think even crypto.com is joined the mix now. There are also independent operator pools like Freeder's pool, where you can stack your STX on your Stacks wallet, on your desktop wallet, and get paid in Stacks. And so the ecosystem is on fire right now, and a lot of developers are building real world tools to solve some real world problems. And on top of that, you get an APY of 10%. And I think it's been trending higher, but I think they wanted to be conservative in the approach, but I've been stacking now since the inception, and Zero Authority has been early on into the ICO, and we've seen the progress of the Stacks blockchain, and we've seen where this is headed, and there's a ton of good news coming out. The team, the founding team, I can't say enough great things about them. They really want to build an ecosystem with other blockchains and not just be the blockchain. This is Stacks blockchain can solve many problems, and people are building in this ecosystem. So just another data point to support that the ecosystem is growing, and we're seeing the growth in total value locked. Big updates: the Stacks Accelerator, the site is live and you can apply now, and it's super cool. I think this is going to be similar to Y Combinator, to the tech startup accelerator, and there's another one I'm drawing a blank on, but the first iterations of these accelerators, we've seen tremendous growth. Coinbase came out of Y Combinator. Airbnb came out of Y Combinator. There were so many early starters in that Web 2 batch from Y Combinator, and Stacks Accelerator. It's gonna be a fundamental tool to help shape the new Web 3 founders, and I highly recommend that you go apply. Even if you're not ready, maybe you just learn more about the program and start the preparation of building your company, building your community driven product and tools, and start to move in that direction. And there's just a ton of good information on the site too, and so it gives you a breakdown of the program, what you can expect in the first month, second month, and the third month. And once they get to the demo day, and there's going to be a lot of support from the community. Also, there's going to be support from freeholders. Zero Authority, we are freeholders. There's a community of freeholders. Reddit Stacks is a great community, but more so too, Stacks has been funded by Union Square Ventures, and there's a ton of support from the VC community as well. So if you're interested and you want to get high growth, and you want to get the best in the business and in Web3 Stacks ecosystem, join the program. The links will be below. So we wanted to also look at the 200-week moving average heat map. Now, I know there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt right now, but if you look at where we are in the market cycles, we are not heating up. This was a healthy correction. We needed a pullback so the market doesn't get overheated. As you can see from the 2-week moving average and the heat maps, we are tracking along here. It's healthy growth, it's positive, and we're in the green dots here. So we don't want to get into the orange and the red just yet. I think that's going to happen September, October, November, December. We're going to see the last final push there. Some people predict we're going to head into early Q1 2022. Not sure. Who knows what's going to happen in the market? But here's another data point to show you that the market is still trending in a healthy growth pattern. Let's look at the Puell multiple. So the Puell multiple tracks the Bitcoin supply, and it's showing healthy support levels again. And we're not in the red territory. And we'll also put the links. We really like looking to the Bitcoin site. They provide some really handy tools to just how to think about this market and how to remain calm in the storm of red when you see everything down. So another interesting project and a great company in Web3, the Graph. It's integrating Polkadot and other chains and expanding the decentralized indexing. And this is another key integration. So what is the Graph? The Graph is is an index solution, very similar to Google. So the Web 2 version of querying and indexing, Google has built their business around Web 2, and they have created other products that have been transformational. Now we're seeing this new batch of companies in Web 3, like the graph, creating this index of querying for blockchain information and data. Now we have to believe this is going to be more important in the future. This is going to be one of the building blocks to get us to the point where we have all of the interfaces through from real world data. Maybe it's Chainlink bringing the decentralized Oracle data into the blockchain, and then we have the querying data with the subgraphs. And so blockchains no longer have to build custom servers to query this index information. They can just integrate and turn an API on from the graph. And this is very valuable because this saves a ton of time. And not only does it save time, it makes your company more productive. So instead of having your developers building indexing and APIs for public or for encrypted data, your developers are now integrating the tools from the graph and bringing on the subgraphs to bring in the data that you would typically have to build custom pipes to. So this is huge, but it's also important because Uniswap, Synthetics, Decentraland, Aragon, these are some of the biggest products in Web3 right now, and this is where the growth is happening. And they're seeing the growth and the use cases by using the graph. This is going to be a huge movement and importance in the Web3 infrastructure and building blocks. And we're going to see those new batches of the Ubers, the Airbnbs, and the Googles, and the Facebooks, and they're going to be built in Web3, and it's a user-owned internet. And that's why I believe Stacks, when they say it's a user-owned internet built on Bitcoin, I believe that. I believe Ethereum and the DeFi movement and gaming and NFTs, I believe that's a real trend to stay around for a long time. Chainlink 2.0, the next generation of hybrid smart contracts, this new generation of the next version of Chainlink is really going to see hyper growth, and it's going to see exponential growth of blockchains. It's evolutionizing the decentralized Oracle networks, and those are going to be called DONs, DON. And so those are going to be paramount because with the 2.0 release, it brings and achieves scalability with the off-chain reporting solutions. So not only does it increase the scalability, functionality use cases, but also it's going to be able to process data information off of the Ethereum blockchain and be able to bring it on chain when it's needed. And so having these types of solutions of the layer 2 scalability, but built into the Chainlink products and Chainlink decentralized oracles, this is going to be huge for scalability. So we already see a ton of users being brought into Web3, and the next, this is setting the stage in the infrastructure and applications and services for the next wave of future growth and the next exponential wave of growth. Something else on our radar, Polygon has been growing tremendously, and we also believe in the staking opportunities there, and we've seen the growth with Polygon. It was rebranded from Matic to Polygon, but we wanted to highlight some things that people aren't really highlighting in the crypto YouTube space or on Twitter. But check out the list of protocols or the companies building on Polygon, and you can see Aave there. Aave is the biggest lending app on Ethereum, one of the biggest, and they have a huge amount of total value locked into their protocol. And so I believe that we're going to see continued growth, because this is one of the best layer 2 scaling solutions for Ethereum. And there's been some comments on Reddit what's going to happen with Matic and Polygon as ETH2 comes around. Well, there's still going to be a need for layer 2 scaling, and we're going to still see a lot of projects and companies building on Ethereum using Solidity and building on Polygon and using it as a layer 2 scaling solution. And we don't think that trend is going to go away, even when ETH2 comes out. So we believe this is a hugely undervalued project, and people should really pay attention. And again, what is Polygon? And they rebranded from Matic, and now it's called Polygon. And Polygon is interoperability and scaling framework for building Ethereum compatible blockchains. And it's still centered around Matic token used for governance, staking, and gas fees. And this layer 2 scaling solution is going to be paramount to what Ethereum wants to achieve. And we just saw the Berlin hard fork go live. There were a couple of bugs, but those have been worked out. We're going to head into the London hard fork here coming up in sometime around June, where we're going to see that EIP 1559. So with the Berlin hard fork, there were some improvements around gas fees, around transactions, and making it more scalable. And heading into the London hard fork, we're going to see that the block size increase, and we're going to see the automated markets for the gas fees. And then heading into the end of the year, it seems all signs point to ETH2 is going to come sooner than later. The whole FUD around the revolt from the miners that caused a lot of upheaval, and a lot of it was FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And there were some people in the ETH miner community who are not happy about the changes, but they know that long term ETH has to get to ETH2 and move from proof of work to proof of stake to make it more scalable. If you look at the trends, and we'll have to put out some videos about this, but the usability and the data usage is increasing. It's not going away. Ethereum continues to scale. It continues to bring in layer 2 solutions into the ecosystem to improve. We wanted to highlight something that Sergey has been talking about since last year, and this is going to be the evolution of blockchain. And we're going to see different chains go from where it was just about tokens into a world where it's real world use cases, and it's going to bring about voting systems, governmental systems. We're seeing it in the private industry, where you could use it for insurance contracts. You can use it for farming industry. It's like Walmart was using some blockchain solutions to test their supply chain. And we're going to see it in other use cases like VPN solutions and cybersecurity solutions and financial data. We already see it with the DeFi movement, but check this out. So Sergey has been talking about this, and he's been on record, and he can clearly see where the evolution of blockchain is going. And he talks about those seminal moments for Uber, Airbnb, and why they were able to create these gig economies and take off. And it was because the infrastructure was built. So if we look at just a simplified architecture of microservices for either this, you could apply this to Uber, or you can apply it to Airbnb. But for Uber, they didn't have to create the geolocation for trip management. They didn't have to create their payments. They didn't have to create messaging or billing, but what Web 2 allowed them to do was integrate these microservices. So you could have payments with Stripe. You could have geolocations with Google Maps. You could have billing through like a Gusto or a different type of microservice to integrate. You could do the passenger messaging through Twilio. And so we're at that seminal moment where blockchains are getting to the point where instead of building your indexing queries, well, you're going to plug in graph. Instead of having to bring data from real world sources through some API gateways and building custom interfaces, well, you just use Chainlink for the decentralized oracles, and it's coming together, and have, instead of having to build on chain, you could build it on a layer 2 solution. And so that's why I'm seeing it as well, and a lot of people are starting to see that the maturity, the evolution of blockchain ecosystems, and they're going to be able to plug and play. That's why Cosmos and Polkadot is trying to create this internet of blockchains, or the interoperabilities between these blockchains. Stacks will be able to interoperate with ETH and bring Bitcoin into the system natively. Stacks can, but these systems and blockchains and services built on top of the blockchains will start to see those moments. And this ties back into the Accelerator program, where we're seeing the infrastructure and the roads and the bridges are being built, and now it's going to allow developers to truly create some transformational services or applications built on top of all of this infrastructure. So those first couple batches in that Accelerator program, it's going to be truly transformational. We're going to see some really interesting projects that may become the next billion-dollar unicorns or decacorns, and be able to build some real value. This week in crypto provided by Coinbase was interesting because it gives us insight into the broader markets. So the weekly performance, as everyone knows here, that's why you tune in to see what's going on Bitcoin, Ethereum, stacks, and you can see the markets were down over the week, but obviously it's been trending up. CME open interest for Ether, it's on the rise. As we know, when the open interest continues to go up in a hockey stick growth up and to the right, we know that institutions are interested in getting more positions in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this one is for Ether futures from the CME open interest, and we can see that it continues to grow. And since February 14th to April 11th, it has been on an uptrend. And last but not least, the return on investments for major crypto. The last 7 days haven't been great. Last 30 days haven't been the best either. But look what has happened over the year. Where else can you get these kind of returns? 731% for Bitcoin, 1,218% for Ethereum, 3,000%, over 3,000% for ADA, Litecoin up, Uni, Link, or Stellar, Filecoin, and even EOS is up. So the markets are trending up. The trend is your friend until it's not. And let us know in the comments below, what do you think about the graph? What do you think about stacks? What do you think about the Stacks Accelerator? Are you interested in joining Freehold? If you want more information, you can always ask for more information in the comments. We also have the links below. And make sure you skip ahead to the timestamps that interest you the most. Thanks.